was a comment that was made on Facebook, social media. Had you seen that? Okay. And so that was one of my, yeah.
I don't know.
And so one of my questions was, because this was sent to me, and there was a comment that was made that said, Judy Preistley, Flint Fourth Ward Councilwoman, horrible public servant, does nothing for the community. Underneath, yeah. That's underneath his page, so I don't know if it was,
You want to address them?
you know, it was on there, and so I didn't understand the balance or the relationship that would be there. Maybe it was something that had happened before, but I'm going to say this because when we speak to that ethics board, there's a problem because even when that ethics board is supposed to balance, they're supposed to be ethical. One, they don't read the charter. Two, when they decide to take council's pay, they didn't understand section page 78, what transition was when it was defined. And so I don't want to, if there's an issue, I mean, it's on there. I had several people send it to me. And it was on a podcast that's back there in the back, 810 News Media Group. I guess they were the first ones, and then people sent it out. And so that is a serious concern. If we have a resident who doesn't like the council person and she's appointing them, I don't know how that works. I don't.
Call them up. Ask them.
Oh, well, through you, Madam Chair,
Could we please have this appointee to the lectern, please?
that was your comment, and if it seemed to be, did you put that on there? It was on your, did you know that was on your page?
Yeah, that probably was on there.
Okay. So,
Yeah, I'm not going to deny. I have found a lot of what all of the city council does is very wrong. I've sat here and watched cat fights tonight. I've listened to people basically trying to hold the city hostage by saying, I will refuse to vote on anything unless you vote the way I want. Yeah, I see a very dysfunctional city council.
okay, so
Judy
this is
my representative.
Hold on just a second, because this is about you sitting on the ethics board. And so with sitting on the ethics board, you're required to, one, know the charter, understand the definitions inside the charter, understand what the sections and the powers and the duties on page 35 through 37 are of the Flint City Charter, understand what the ombudsman, I appreciate your honesty, I do. That you put it on there, you owned it. I appreciate that part, and I respect that. We are a complicated council, but all of the things that come to you, what type of issue? So it could be a issue with the water bill, an issue with the police department. So when we get complaints, for instance, there is a complaint. One, I don't know how they're taking complaints, and we don't have an ombudsman. The role and the duty of the ombudsman is to take a complaint. So how are they looking at complaints? Back here has had a complaint 2.5 years old, 2.5 years old, and it has not been looked at or heard. And so that's part of what that board does. And this board right now doesn't get it. You're honest, and that I like. I do like your honesty. And so when they don't understand what they can and can't, they didn't understand transition. They didn't understand that section Article 9, page 78 meant transition from the old charter to the new charter, and we did not have an EAB board in the former charter. And so a lot of us reading and understanding. Do you want to serve? Because it's not just about council. Do you want to serve?
Well, yeah, that's the whole idea. Judy came to me. Judy and I don't agree on a lot of things. The reality is I see people trying to help the city. His issues should have been addressed the way I see it. All of these issues.
Thank you, sir. Please hold. Is there anyone else who would like the floor in the first round of discussion?
Madam Chair.
Councilwoman in the Fourth Ward.
Don't go, Chris. Come back.
She's going to let you. She's going to let you
come
finish
back.
on her time.
Go ahead and finish what you were saying, and then I have.
I just personally, I just think that when you watch the way a city works, and I see this city failing in a lot of ways. And yeah, ethically it fails. When people are being ignored, things are being ignored, people are not being addressed, their issues are not being addressed. I've watched people stand here all night and talk, and I've watched the city council sit there and look down at their phones. You know, one person got everyone's attention when he was talking about children being killed. Everyone looked. Everyone was paying attention. Until then, everyone was looking at their texts, watching their phones, looking at paperwork. I've watched people ignore everything and just rifle through their papers. How does that accomplish anything? Ethically, this board needs to have someone looking over it. I don't know if I'm that person or not. I'm just a person that sees what's going on, and I'm tired of seeing it. Judy came to me. She asked me if I wanted to be on the committee. I said, sure, why not? You know, to me, it's something that needs to be done. And if somebody has to step up, I'll step up. I don't care. I'll hold anybody accountable. I told Judy when she wanted to appoint me, I said, keep in mind, I will hold your feet to the fire. And that's what that job is about. And that's personally what I think it would be about. I think all you guys need to have your feet held to the fire all the time. And if that's what the Ethics and Accountability Board does, glad to do it.
Okay, thank you very much. Now, Chris, isn't it true that I asked you for the first time 2 years ago?
Yeah.
When we were arguing on
yeah.
Facebook, I said, why don't you step up? And you said.
She absolutely did.
Yep.
Yep.
And so I have been after him for 2 years, and he finally agreed. And I really appreciate the fact that he is the only person from the 4th Ward who, in the time that we've been elected, has actually said yes to the EAB board. Nobody has said it. Nobody wants to be, and I think you'd be a great person for that. I blocked your wife on Facebook.
Yep.
On your personal page? On your personal page?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep, personal page. But we actually have sat down and talked about serious issues that are going on in this city. And we've come to a mutual understanding. He can hold my feet to the fire. I'll take his calls, I'll take his complaints, I'll address them, and if he doesn't like the way I addressed it with him, he'll tell me so, right?
You got that right.
But we also share, his wife and I, and he, and I share a love of gardening. And that's how we actually started talking.
Yep.
But we have total different political thoughts, but he would be good on this board.
Well, that's part of it. I mean, politically, people can disagree.
Correct.
But on a human level, we have to all kind of come together. And that's the big thing, is Judy and I don't agree politically, not even a little bit. But as far as a vision for Flint, sure. You know, we all want to see this city come together and grow. I just moved here 3 years ago. Just bought a house, you know, we're trying to fix it up. The neighbors are all doing the same thing. But we're also watching, and every night, like he says, I hear gunfire every night. I mean, it's not, you know, once in a while. I mean, and sadly, it's something we're getting used to. You know, that's the thing you get used to is like, oh, was that one close? You know, no, the city needs help. And if I can help, I'll do it.
Yep, I appreciate your willingness to serve. Thank you very much, Chris.
Thank you guys for
All right, is there anyone else?
I'm not done, ma'am.
Okay.
Appreciate that you want to serve and certainly potentially have an opposing view of the person that's appointing you. Like, to me, that shows a level of, how do I want to put this? How you think on your own. Like, you're not going to take one side just because or with the group think. Like, that to me is, and appreciate Judy for appointing somebody that potentially has opposing views. I do just want to say something about, you know, there was a lot of the Ethics and Accountability Board holding our feet to the fire. I just want to put this on the record. The Ethics and Accountability Board makes recommendations back to us. They don't oversee us, they don't do anything, unless you're gonna get votes to take us to court. You make recommendations. So I just wanna make clear that some people may be listening, like, the Ethics and Accountability Board has control over City Council, and that's not the case at all. And I know that's not probably the way you meant it, but some people might misconstrue that. But if Judy makes the amendment to add the address, we'll send it to, do we need to send it to Special Affairs? I don't know. We send it to council, and I will support it if the dates are on it for council. Other than that, I appreciate you for willing to serve.
It is while you're walking. Now, I tend to think that the Ethics and Accountability Board is unethical and unaccountable. What changes do you plan to bring to this unethical and unaccountability board?
Honestly, I have no idea.
Because
I wouldn't have any idea. I mean, honestly, I've never done this kind of stuff. I've never been involved with this kind of stuff. So I wouldn't have a clue. I couldn't tell you what I'm going to bring to it because I've never seen it.
have you ever watched any of their meetings?
I've watched some of this.
Have you viewed
Meeting.
any of their meetings?
Oh, their meetings? No.
The Ethics and Accountability Board?
No, I have not.
You have to know where to find them.
Yes. I mean, they're on the same feed. Do you view the council meetings
I have no idea.
through YouTube?
I'm sorry?
Have you ever viewed the council meetings on YouTube?
A couple times.
Okay.
Request for information. I don't think they're, are you aware, I don't think they're on the same channel that we are.
Yeah.
Because the clerk controls these cameras. If they're not in this room, the city doesn't send somebody to record.
Through you, Madam Chair, to the clerk. Our council meetings being televised on YouTube?
The council's meetings are, yes, on your official channel. That's the only thing that's shown on the official Flint City Council YouTube channel, are your council meetings.
What about the Ethics and Accountability Board meetings?
I do not know how those are broadcast, honestly.
Okay, okay. Yeah, I would say, you know, maybe go to an Ethics and Accountability Board meeting just to watch, you know. Yeah, you know, I know you watch the council meetings, but like
I've
my
watched a
colleague
couple.
said, you know, I think the Ethics and Accountability Board has overstepped their bounds, what they should be doing. You know, spending taxpayers' money to send the council to court. How dare they? But thank you, Mr. Utek, for stepping up and wanting to serve.
Thank you. Is there any, thank you.
I know. I just have one more question. You just nod from your seat. I do think it is good to look at or to view one of those Ethics and Accountability Board meetings, and you can actually get them on 810 News Media Group, the last one. And that will give you a lot of insight on how that board functions. You really need to take a look at it. Some of them, yes.
What's your request?
Were they crying because they lost in court?
Please continue. Please continue. Please continue.
I think it would really, I like your independent thinker. I like that you speak your truth and you own your truth. I like that. And my person's on there and she speaks her truth. They're trying to throw her off of there. And She is the only person that voted no because she understood and read the charter when they decided to take council's pay in escrow. No council is supposed to, because each of our wards are different. I know that when you said we're looking up here, we just got the budget in print up here. And so if we're reading, doesn't mean I'm listening. If they're at that podium and they're speaking, I always give my attention. I always do. Because if people take the time out, I make sure. One of my residents it's generally one of my residents in here almost every meeting. There's one right there behind you. She's in here, and she from the 6th Ward, and she took the day off. And she has had a complaint in for over 2 years. This board is behind. They didn't understand the powers and the duties of the ombudsman or the ethics board. Their thing was they were disrespected because they wanted to take council's pay. You know, this may be a part-time job, but I personally work more than just the part-time because Flint's needs are greater than that. They're greater.
Oh my God, you got on the man nerves, didn't you?
Well, I guess I changed them.
Keep coming back, sir.
Oh. No, I was actually going to. I was actually supporting him. He gave me, yeah, I'm done, Madam Chair.
What just happened?
All right, thank you. Is there anyone else who would like the floor in the second round of discussion? He thought that they. And
That was, right, and to get.
is there anyone else? I understand.
Did I have, was my time done?
You said you were done, yeah.
Okay.